Welcome to your daily focus for March the 1st, 2018. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. It humbles me. Thank you so much. I send it right back to you, tenfold. So, today we have the full moon. So I'm sorry I'm not doing a separate video. Life has been chaotic. So I don't know if you're feeling that as well, but I'm feeling the chaos. I'm walking through it. I don't get a get out of jail free card. I get to go through the energy too. So this one might be a little longer, so I apologize for those people who start their morning with me on their way to work or before getting ready for work, and but I will try and talk extremely fast, okay? So we have the Three of Pentacles as our first card. Three of Pentacles as our first card. That's asking us to slow it down, to look, to examine, to research. We have the Sun. Well, of course, if we have a full moon, we have the Sun. New beginnings, new starts, new freedoms, a sense of liberation. We have the Page of Pentacles. These are beautiful cards for a full moon, okay? Because full moons, the sun and the moon are opposing each other, and it's usually a time of endings and completions and healing, inner healing, absolutely. Ten of Pentacles, wow, that's the yes card. And the King of Wands. So we have really a powerhouse here for moving forward with this full moon. And it's not, you know, in your face, very extreme strong cards, but they are strong cards. We have the Three of Pentacles, the Sun, Page of Pentacles sits right in the middle, Ten of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. We'll stop there and we'll look at the Three of Pentacles. Okay, now first of all, we have the moon would then be opposing the sun, and it would be opposing Neptune. And that is going to allow us to see, I hate to say bad habits, because I think it's a little bit more than that. Maybe where those bad habits lead us. Maybe it leads us into wrong decisions, bad responses, bad actions, bad situations, bad relationships. Because there's a need or a feeling of security. That is probably an illusion because Neptune's here. And the sun will be conjuncting Neptune shortly after, days after. So we should be feeling some of that energy as well. So pay attention to your intuition, absolutely. But it's going to point out things like addictions. It's going to point out things like behaviors that we have. And we need to examine. And I think Saturn plays a big role here in allowing us, because I think it's the moon is trining Saturn. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the moon is trining Saturn. So it's working in harmony with us. We feel our inner strength. Okay, let's go to the Sun card here. We feel our inner strength. We feel and can act on our determination. And yes, I'm going to use that word again this year, commitment. The commitment we are making to ourselves about a better future, a brighter future. Look at the Sun card, a brighter future. And it's built upon those, the sunflowers at the bottom represent the wisdom that you have gained, the maturity you have gained walking your path of life so far. And now you're on this beautiful horse. Most times it's a young child on the horse and they are naked. They are just born. It's like a rebirth kind of card. It's also about our ego and feeling good about ourselves and what we want to do going forward. And having the knowledge. So this is a time when we see how we react to things, or we say things, or we demonstrate a behavior, or maybe we turn to an addiction. Okay, there's some that are up there in the top 10, and there's other ones that we don't even realize, but maybe you're spending way too much time playing the games on your computer or your phone instead of applying yourself to work. That's an addiction. Maybe it's eating, overeating. Eating's good, overeating, not so good. Which then makes you lethargic and you don't feel like exercising, and you don't feel like moving, and so you're not getting to your to-do list because you are self-sabotaging yourself. But I think with Saturn there, Saturn's going to say, okay, so what you need to do is this. You know this. You've learned this. You've come across this wisdom, and your intuition is going to be saying, yes, you can do this. So this is what we're going to do. It's like a team play within yourself. Get all your personalities together there now. It's your heart and your mind working in harmony. It's your intuition and your heart and your mind working in harmony. Page of Pentacles is, we're standing there and we are holding this coin that is bigger than us almost. It's humongous. It's gigantic. It's ginormous. And that's what we should be asking for. I had a conversation with somebody, and we laughed because she was saying how she was affirming that she needed money because she was in debt. And the debt just kept piling and piling and piling. And she says, I don't get it. I don't even want like millions of dollars. I just want to get to zero. And the minute she said it, and she had been affirming this for a couple of years almost, the minute she said it, she heard it. She saw through the illusion she was building, but she saw through her words. Because her saying, I want to get to zero, was actually diminishing everything in her life till it was zero. Every time she went to the mailbox, there was an old debt resurfacing, or somebody wanting money, or a hike in a fee. She got her car paid off. It broke down to the point where it couldn't even be fixed, and she had to go out and refinance again. And she was just like, yes, now I can just drive for free for a little while. I think it lasted 4 days for her, the poor thing. And the minute she said, I have been affirming that I just want to get to zero. I don't want a lot of money. I just want to get to zero. And slowly but surely, she was liquidating everything in her life in order to just try and stay afloat. Because her affirmation was actually moving her in the wrong way. Her words, her thoughts were moving her in the opposite direction of where she wanted to go. So think very clearly, or do you talk to yourself like, oh, I'm so dumb. I can't believe how forgetful I am. Page of Pentacles doesn't say things like that. Page of Pentacles says, bring it on. I want more and more and more, because the more I have, the more I will turn the world into a beautiful place. Give me more talent so I can paint masterpieces. Give me money so I can build shelters. Help troubled teens. Help sick people. Help the elderly. Reform child care. Don't worry, whatever you give me, I will use it for the greater good of everyone, including me. She's excited. She's dreaming of all the success that is going to be. There are no limitations in this. She's got this gown flowing. She's dressed in green. So that's your heart, but it's also growth. And she's expecting the growth. Ten of Pentacles lays right next to her saying the yes card. I mean, we haven't even gotten to the numerology yet. The Ten of Pentacles is the yes card. What are you asking for? Your wish will come true. Okay, and why I thought of the numerology right away is because we got March is the third month of the year. So that's a 3 energy. So that's our Empress. That's new birth, creative actions, solid game plans. And we have 1, and we know that that's the Magician. So whenever the Magician is present, yes, your wish will be answered. And if you say you want to get to 0, the Magician will make sure you get to 0. We had a good laugh over that. We wrote some new affirmations together, and we thought they sounded pretty good. No loopholes. Why does everything break around me all the time? Why am I constantly getting sick? Oh, I hope I don't catch the flu is the same as saying I want to catch the flu, by the way. Negatives and positives don't count. It's the main theme. And the more emotion you put behind it, the stronger it is, because you're raising your vibration to that. What do you want? Yes, I would like my peanut back. You know, do you want the castle, the mansion? Do you want the perfect relationship? Do you want babies? Do you want wisdom? Do you want money hanging from the ceilings? Do you want peace and well-being? Do you want love? That's the yes card. If you work for it, if you're committed, you believe it's going to happen in your life, and you work towards those goals, it's the yes card. And then the King of Wands ends it all, and I just love the depiction of the King of Wands in this deck, because look at him. He's kind of sitting there kind of sluggish. He's not sitting straight. All the other kings, right, they're all sitting stern, and they might be giving us a small smile, but not like this guy. He's like, let's do it. Let's go. Look at the fire energy. Look at the red. Look at the passion. Look at the gold. Everything is decorated in gold, so we're wearing this red of courage and strength, passion. And, you know, like, I love the way his crown doesn't really fit his head. He's kind of like, okay, I'm king. Let's not do the boring ceremonies. Let's get to the adventure. Let's get to the journey. Let's start doing. Let's start becoming. Let's step into our dreams. Let's take ownership of it. Okay, and if you look at the numerology of this day for us, okay, so we've got a 3, a 1, and then of course 2018, 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8 is 11. That's your Justice card. So we've got a 3, a 1, and 11, which is 15, which is the devil. And in my meditation, what came to me was, you know, we are to be created in God's image, if you want to go that route. We all think of a higher power, or at least the majority of us think that there is a higher power. Call it source, call it God, call it angels, spirit guides are helping us, whatever your higher power is, okay? We are, you know, created in that image, and we come here to grow and develop and one day fit into those shoes. And we do the exact opposite. We play the role of somebody in chains and bondage of appearances. We're so worried what everybody else is going to think or what everybody else is doing. You know, we go to work to pay for the car and the clothes that we have to have in order to work. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a new result. So where do we need to change? Where are we putting up that roadblock? How do we get in that circle, and how do we get out of that circle? And he's laughing at us and saying, just go on the adventure. It's going to be fun. It's going to be cool. It's your passion. It's your dream. You're being called to it. Why do you deny yourself this happiness? It's good, an affirmation card. So, and then 15 obviously boils down to the lovers. And that is true passion, deepened commitments, deepened relationships, partnerships, friendships, connecting with each other. So the numerology speaks volumes of the energy that we are feeling in this full moon. And then don't forget it's at 11 degrees of Virgo. So what is Virgo? Virgo is a little bit of everything in the right place. It is about organization. It is about getting rid of the clutter. It's about our, not just the conflicts, but our alliances. It could be about marriage, bonds, and 11. So there we are, back to the Justice card. Our theme of the year is the Justice card, and I don't want to take away from the master number of 11 because it's a very magical number. It's like, you know, the portal, right? 1 and 1. It's the portal to go forward. But that portal, in order to go there, the Justice card, you know, is saying 110% commitment at all times. That you can't do anything halfway, that you have to give it your all. That you have to be committed, you have to be determined. And there's got to be a fairness. You can't be underhanded. You can't, you know, get rich quick is not going to happen. Okay? It's about applying yourself. Now, that's not saying that you're applying yourself and it doesn't happen that you get rich quick, but the determination raises your vibration, sends you in the right direction. The Justice card is very much about doing unto others as you would have done to you, and treating people with respect and walking with integrity. It's not for whimsical hopes and dreams and wishes, and it's about getting determined about what you deserve. $20. Call. $20. Very much a full moon number, wasn't it? I have everything I need right now to move forward with purpose. I'm being called into a deeper and more authentic relationship with myself, with my higher power, and with others. I am here for a reason. I'm required to step forward into my true self, expressing that through my actions. I need to trust that my life has purpose, that I am enough, and that within me is a divine blueprint that has meaning for myself and others. Well, you can't make this up, can you? I have everything I need right now, and you do. And what you need in your next step will be provided for you. But that first step, you have what you need. And, you know, in all my meditations that I do, and I've been getting it so strongly since the beginning of the year, is making the commitment is the hardest part. Once we step over that imaginary line in the sand, we find out that it's a lot less complicated than we ever believed possible. I'm being called into a deeper and more authentic relationship with myself, about your passions, your dreams, the people that surround you, the things that are important to you. With my higher power, pay attention to your intuition. It will be strong. In the coming weeks, it will be strong. It's strong during this full moon, absolutely. I am here for a reason, and don't ever think that you're not. Only you can do what you do the way you do it. There is no, everything else, everybody else is second place to something that you can do. Know that. I am here for a reason. I'm required to step forward into my true self, and you are required to step forward into your true self. That's really a strong call this year for us all. I need to trust that my life has purpose, so trust, believe, and I am enough, and that within me is a divine blueprint that has meaning for myself and others. Another? Yeah, let's do another. Well, it is the 15th. The 15 energy, right? 3 plus 1 plus 11. And here we have the 15 card. Temptation is what it's called in this deck. We were referring to it as the tarot of the devil. But here is the temptation. The material world is my playground, but I need to be careful not to be attached to the outcomes. This is a warning to me to watch for excess and to know what's not healthy for me. Very much about the moon sitting across from Neptune. We see through our emotions and our actions and our habits what's not right for us. And that probably will come out. It will probably come blaring out at you, especially through interactions with family, close friends, loved ones. Something happens and you go, oh my. Like me and my friend sitting there and going, all of a sudden it was like, oh my. When this card shows up, it's a sign that I am focused on the material realm and need to be aware of any excess or addictive behavior, my own or that of others. Enough said. Wow, one more? Let's do one more. I'm scared. Oh, the Chariot. Wow. Well, the affirmation cards are extremely strong. And the Chariot, since the new year, has been, especially since the new year, really, even I think in the end of November and all of December, the Chariot has been a strong force in the readings. So let's go to the Chariot. So we all have 3 extremely strong affirmation cards. So I invite you to just go back and maybe somebody can timestamp it, or I'll get around to timestamping exactly when the affirmation cards come up so that you can, if you don't listen to any part of this reading again and again over the next couple of weeks while the energy is strong and still with us, we forget about it because life goes on and different energies come in and different things we have to deal with, and we forget our lessons very quickly of the new moon and the full moon, which are paramount in remembering. So, just these 3 cards, okay? If nothing else, at least make time for these 3 cards. We have the Chariot, 7. Everything I have worked for, including the obstacles I have faced and overcome, is now part of this time of victory. I have learned to see all aspects of my life as essential to my growth. I have fallen, but now I am risen again to live freely and truthfully, fearlessly and skillfully. So if that isn't the Sun talking to us and the King of Wands saying, hey, you know what? We fall down. It's okay. It's part of being human that we fall down, that we make mistakes, that we err sometimes on the side of caution, sometimes recklessly. And it's okay, Because now's the time to live freely. Now's the time to live truthfully. Now's the time to live with passion. Now the time is to live fearlessly and skillfully. Now's the time. Now, if you know I should go through the deck fast and pull it out. Usually these horses in this card are pulling every which way. And here, they're not. Here, we have mastered our focus, our strength, our inner strength, and we lead with an integrity. And we may be leading a lot of people, or we may be leading ourselves to an adventure, a success, a happiness. We'll get an animal card out here, and then we will absolutely take a journey of love card as well, because it is a moon, and moons are about our inner emotion, our love, our passion, our desires. Under the radar. Well, we haven't seen the possum in a little bit, have we? I don't think so, not through these. Warrior, practical, and assess. And I think, with Saturn there, that we are practical. We are grounded. We're not up in, even though Neptune is playing a big role here, I think Saturn is keeping us grounded through it all. So we can tap into the intuitive spiritual part of ourselves, or the spiritual part of the universe, God, Source, our angels, our spirit guides. When the oak is felled, the whole forest echoes with its fall, but 100 acorns are sown in silence by an unnoticed breeze. When the oak is felled, so this giant, hardwood, strong tree falls. It's cut down, it's rotted out, it's died. And we may see the tree laying there and decaying. And what we don't realize is because that oak fell, that 1,000,000 acorns were scattered. And out of that one tree, 1,000,000 trees were given life. The possum is a master actor, knowing which role to play at the proper time. Possum have practical and intelligent energies that help them assess the situation as to which part they should play. If they feel threatened, they play dead. Possum has entered your life today because it wants you to embrace your inner warrior. It is time for you to go under the radar until the situation feels safe once more. Be careful how you use your words at this time, as you may injure relationships and cause even more ripples. Instead, take some time to allow any arguments or miscommunications to quiet down, and then don't bring them up. You don't always have to be right, and sometimes stepping away from a situation helps it heal more quickly and effectively. You may notice that work situations may feel difficult and transitions are happening. Don't start fretting that your job is in danger. Instead, let things play out around you. In other words, sometimes we make mountains out of molehills. We hear this little trickle, and all of a sudden we're imagining a giant ocean overcoming us. Embrace your inner warrior. I think that is probably the strongest part of this, is embracing your inner warrior. That strength that you don't even know exists in you until you tap into it. And a journey of love card. Absolutely a journey of love card. So, and don't forget that, Venus is also trining Jupiter throughout all of this. So, that's when we can mend relationships, fix relationships. what Possum is saying is you just don't want to blurt out something and it comes out all jargled and wrong and they took it the wrong way and now you've made it even worse. You want to choose your words, think it through, and know exactly what you want to say and the message that you're trying to give. It's a very grounded energy around us. But really, you know, Venus trining Jupiter, I mean, that's all about optimism and love and passion. And everything looks more beautiful. I'm running out of room. Okay, we have Across the Waters 23. We were talking about the ocean there. Across the Waters 23, which is a 5, which is the journey. I believe 23 is the King of Wands in numerology. So once again, we're getting that strength, right? We'll read the poem first. Inhaling the soft scent of promised taste, the nectar moist on my lips, I savor each sip across my tongue, dwelling on the moment's pleasure, warm and sweet, bathed in tingling thirst. I find myself wanting you, wanting more. You're being called across the waters, as if crossing a bridge of light from one ocean to a far greater one. These waters are your emotional waters, holding your feelings, your attitudes, your expectations, your fears and doubts, as well as hopes and dreams. It can seem like a lot to navigate. Sometimes our waters feel overcrowded, as if swarms of people were descending into the ocean on a sweltering hot day, hardly finding a space in the water to cool ourselves. We can feel as though there is just no room for faith, trust, peace, or love. There's just too much happening in that water. We yearn for the cool, calm mountain lake, serene, giving, echoing a gentle dispensation of grace. You're being called across the waters, out from the overcrowded sea into the cool spaciousness of the endless lake. So it's time to let go of some of that mental clutter. It's time to let go of some attitudes. It's time to let go of some thoughts. Ask for help and bathe yourself in green. Green. We had green a long time ago. Our middle card. Green. Bathed in green. And gold rays of healing color. Just imagine them cascading down around you and through you like a waterfall. It's a bit like you're moving to a new neighborhood in a cleaner and more spacious town. It might be unfamiliar at first, but soon enough you'll enjoy the difference. This oracle brings you a message. It's your time to think about something in a different light. Soon you will have a shift in perspective, and a feeling of overwhelm, stress, and just too much going on will be replaced with the serene trust and peacefulness. Know that beneath even the most chaotic mind is a place of deep, quiet serenity within. Do whatever helps you dive deep in to find it. Dance, take some rest, meditate, do yoga, write, paint, make love, make music. In that quiet serenity within, you'll be leaving unnecessary chaos behind, and you'll be presented with the gift of a new way forward. So, back it up a little bit. Take in a deep breath. Dance, sing, do something creative. Let out a passion, a joy. Create one. And within it, you'll be presented with the gift of a new way forward. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.